So here we've got one of my Christmas presents, and this was technically from Zach, but I think Chris might have had something to do with it. And this is a set of 12 characters in Lego compatible bricks from the Game of Thrones series, which we've been watching this year and really loving. So I can't wait to get opening these and see which characters we have. So here we have all 12 figures put together. We also have a little pile of hands just here because these were extra. Some of the figures came completely in pieces, so the hands had to be put into the arms section, and then those ones had extra hands in just in case. These figures were quite tricky to put together. The arms were really hard to get into the arm sockets. I had to really use all my strength to try and push them against the desk. Had to make sure I had the right angle and push them down really hard to get them in. But, I mean, the figures look amazing. So let's have a closer look at each one. Okay, so first up we have my favourite character from Game of Thrones. This is Tyrion Lannister, and he is played by Peter Dinklage in the TV series. He has got a golden cup with him in this version. Because I'm afraid he rather likes to drink, but the actual character himself is, as I say, my favourite because he has got such personality. He is so much fun. He has really good, clever one-liners and a bit sarcastic, a bit like me. So I really like this character, and I love how they have depicted him in the Lego compatible bricks. Yeah. You don't know, Zach, you haven't watched it. We then have Tyrion's older brother, and this is Jaime Lannister. He is one of the King's Guard. He is also known as the Kingslayer because he killed one of the old kings. So he is depicted here in his white uniform of the King's Guard. Really excellent character, and again I feel a lot of sympathy with this character. I think he's really well depicted in the TV series, and I really like his depiction in Lego compatible bricks as well. We then have this character who is another knight but not of the King's Guard. This is Brienne of Tarth, and she's a woman. Very unusually in the TV series, a woman to be a knight, but she takes an oath to protect the Stark girls. She promises their mum she will look after them, and a lot of the storyline is about her quest to find them and to protect them. She has an interesting relationship in the TV series with Jaime Lannister. And I'm quite surprised that she's even blonder than Jaime Lannister and the other Lannisters that are featured in this set. Speaking of the Stark girls, here we have Arya Stark. And this is a shorter character because she is quite young. I think by the time of the later series she is meant to be slightly more grown up. But in this depiction, she is how she is at the start of Game of Thrones, when she's quite a young girl. Poor Arya has to go through an awful lot of adventures. Where's she, Zach? Including being blinded at one point, which is very difficult for her to deal with. But this character is great, and so is this minifigure. So next we have Arya's half-brother. He's Jon Snow, and at the start of season 1 he goes off to join his uncle as part of the Night's Watch. They dress all in black and they're called crows quite often. I'm not sure why he's got a curved sword rather than a straight sword, but oh well, who knows. I think Jon Snow is probably one of the kindest of all the characters in Game of Thrones, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't like fighting. He is trying to protect the realm from a strange army of beings, a little bit like zombies, but icy. Winter is coming. And here winter is. Here is a White Walker. Now these are seen in the television series with their bright blue eyes, which is very, very scary. And they can make people, they are sort of like zombies, so they can make other people to be the same as them. We haven't had a whole lot of explanation about how, what, why or where, but I think we saw a bit in some sort of dream sequence that Bran Stark sees in series 6. So looking forward to seeing how that plot line develops. And talking of Jon Snow and his battle against the White Walkers, he joins up with a group of people that live on the other side of the wall, and one of them is this lady who he has a relationship with, whose name is Ygritte. I hope I said that right. And she is a very, very fierce fighter. Next we have the Red Lady, or the Red Witch, also called Mellisandre. I hope I said that correctly. And she works a lot with Stannis, who is one of the people that is vying for the throne. And she conjures up spells and possibly demons to try and get her king to be the only king. Now hopefully you can see from his face, this is not a very nice character. This bit's a bit flappy on his outfit, which is looking slightly ridiculous. It can't bend down. Anyway, this is King Joffrey, and to say he's not very nice is a bit of an understatement, really. He is a thoroughly unpleasant person. He has his own crossbow in this incarnation of the character, and yes, very, very unpleasant. I won't spoil the story by telling you what happens to him, but hooray! And here we have Lord Varys, I'm not sure which way it's said, and he is a eunuch. He is an advisor to the royal family in King's Landing. He is quite good friends, or he has lots of alliances with Tyrion Lannister, and they travel together, and I think there's a bit of political intrigue between them both. Now it's lovely that they've included this character because he is so distinctive. It is Karl Drogo. Now I'm sure it won't ruin too many spoilers if I tell you that this character doesn't actually last very long in the actual television show, but the effect of his storyline, the fact that he marries Daenerys, is something which then carries on throughout the series. So although he is quite a minor character in terms of how long he actually has on screen, the effect of his character's existence has huge ramifications for other characters and the plot. So here we have finally Khaleesi, Daenerys Targaryen, and I love this figure that they have included here. I love her outfit, and the hair is lovely, and they've really given a lot of thought. They've given her a skirt just to make her look like she has really just come out of the desert. Her story is one of the main ones in the book and television series, as she is the daughter of a former king, and some people think that she should be on the throne, including her. So an excellent selection of characters. There are obviously some characters which I think should have been included in this set. Where is Cersei Lannister, who is one of the major characters, and it would have been nice to have another female character amongst these. We also haven't got Sansa Stark or Peter Littlefinger. These are all quite major characters. Maybe they thought that some of them would be too much like other characters in their portrayal. I'm not really sure. We could have had other knights, because the Khaleesi is surrounded by knights. And there are just so many characters to choose from, because the author on the TV series have included so many characters that you get really emotionally involved. So I can't wait to watch the next series of Game of Thrones when it's released, and I might sit there holding one or two of these characters as I watch it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!